Chapter 3 of our book, Traveling and Listening to Jesus, Keep Knocking. It's not hard to make people feel guilty if you just ask folks, do you pray enough? I'm not interested in you feeling guilty. I am interested in you understanding why Jesus told the stories that he told. And in this particular story, the disciples, the 12 apostles as we know them, went to Jesus and asked him, teach us to pray. That means that Jesus prayed out loud. Have you ever been around someone who prayed in such a way that you've said to yourself, wow, I wish I could pray like them? And that's not really what Jesus wants. He doesn't want you to pray like other people. Some people, you hear them when they pray, you kind of feel like, wow, are they praying for everybody to hear in public, or are they talking to Jesus? He wants you to talk to him. And that's what prayer is really about. And it's not about who can sound the best. And Jesus addressed that particular problem in Scripture. When Jesus taught them how to pray, we have here in Luke, who exposes Jesus' prayer more than anybody else in the Gospels. He records more of Jesus' prayers than anyone else. He gives us a condensed version of the Lord, what we call the Lord's Prayer. And it starts with Father. But the actual word is Abba. Abba is Aramaic. It's not Greek. And even when the translators translated Jesus' words into Greek, they kept the Aramaic, Abba. Be sure that you understand the teachings of Abba in this chapter. Some people feel like that the Father, that Abba is really a formal term. Some people even say it's like the word in English, daddy. I can tell you that it's somewhere in between. Make sure you understand Abba. And also understand that when Jesus used Abba as his Aramaic heart language, that made it clear that we as being missional people need to find the Scripture, a way to communicate the Scripture in the heart language of people. That's important for us. And we talk about praying through in this chapter. That's a phrase that has been a part of my family, but it's more of a principle of prayer that we need to understand. And so I really encourage you, as Dr. Luke, our travel guide on this trip from Galilee to Jerusalem and the cross, he is a wonderful guide. And often before the story that he tells you why. Like in this instance, he tells you the reason for what story follows is because the disciples asked Jesus to teach them how to pray. They never asked him to do anything else. And yet, here he is. He gives us this story and concludes with, keep knocking, keep knocking. We're going to address prayer later on in some other stories, but this is an important story for you to understand. And I hope that you enjoy. Keep on knocking.